how are you? How's it going? I hope everything is fine and you're going good. So today in this lesson we go on from our book Eyes Open, Unit 7, and on page 78 there is a radio interview part. In this part there we see 3 pictures and it asks us the most common accidents are to happen. It asks us what would happen, what kind of accidents would happen in these pictures. So as we see stairs here, we can say falling down maybe. And in the kitchen, mostly we cut our finger or we burn our finger or hand. And in the bathroom, while we are going to have a shower or while we are leaving from a shower, we mostly slip and may fall down. So we can say falling down for the 3rd picture. And in this part, guys, we are going to listen a radio interview and then we will see if our guesses are true or wrong. And after that, on part 3, we will see some statements, some sentences, and we will decide if they are true or false. To save time, guys, we will just listen one time in the video, and as we do a video lesson, you can go back and listen for the 2nd time if you need it. So let's start with the true-false part. Listen up carefully and then decide if the sentences are true or false.
This year, more than 2 million people in the country have had a serious accident at home. Today, I'm talking to Angela Headley, a health and safety expert. She's written a book about safety at home. So, Angela, what is the most dangerous room in the house?
Well, this year, more accidents have happened in the living room than anywhere else. But I don't think the living room is more dangerous than other rooms. I think we need to be most careful in the kitchen.
Yes, and especially when I'm cooking.
Seriously, have you ever had an accident in the kitchen?
Yes, I have. I've cut my fingers a few times and I've burnt my hand with very hot water. It's usually safer if I don't do the cooking.
Well, over 100,000 people go to hospital every year because they've got burned. And thousands of people cut themselves with a knife or an open tin can.
So be careful when you're cutting and cooking. Let's talk about the bathroom.
Many people slip in the shower or bath and break a leg or an arm, especially when they get old. And you must never leave a child alone in or near water.
That's very important. What else?
Well, if you've got stairs in your home, accidents can often happen there. The most common accidents at home are slips, trips and falls. And more of these accidents have happened on the stairs than anywhere else this year.
One last question. Have you had any trips or falls at home this year?
No, I haven't. But my husband isn't very careful.
Oh, has he had any accidents this year?
Yes, he has. He fell off a chair last week when he was cleaning the windows.
Ouch!
So guys, we have just listened to a radio interview about the home accidents, and the beginning of the interview it said 2 million people went to hospitals. So we can say the first sentence is true. And for the second one, Angela said, I don't think the living room is the most dangerous. Okay, it's dangerous. It starts with it's a dangerous part, and most of the people went to hospital because of the accidents in the living room. But Angela doesn't think the living room is the most dangerous, so it's false. And when Angela asked the presenter, have you ever had an accident in the kitchen? She said, I have cut my finger a few times and burned my hand. So it's true. The bathroom can be dangerous for older people and young children. Yes, while they were talking, mostly old people, bathrooms can be dangerous for old people and children shouldn't be left alone in the bathroom. so it's true. The most common accident at home is cutting your finger. But while we were listening the radio interview, she said the most common accidents are trips and slips. So it is not cutting your finger. Cutting your finger is not one of the most common accidents at home, so it's false. Angela's husband fell out of window last week. No, he fell out of a chair while cleaning. So it's not out of the window, so it's false. Let's check. Good. On the next part, we have vocabulary, and it's all about the body parts. So let's just match them. So we see shoulder here, and neck here, and chest here, and elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, and back. So shoulder, neck, chest, back, wrist, knee, ankle, elbow, and shoulder. And now it's your turn, guys. And here, write sentences about the parts of your body you have injured. Use the verbs below or your own ideas. So you can use the verbs here and you can make some sentences. There are two examples here. I have broken my wrist, I have burned my arm, or you can write your own sentences. 6. Work with a partner, point a part of your body. You need to show a part of your body, like show your knee or show your hand, and let your parents or your sisters or brothers guess what happened. Sometimes they can answer these questions in Turkish if they don't know English very well, so you can translate for them too. And on the next page, language focus 2, present perfect questions. As we studied the tenses, past simple tense and present perfect tense on the previous video lesson, we can directly do this part. So we use have or has as the auxiliary verb. I mean, we can, while we are doing the negative sentences or question sentences with present perfect, we use have or has as an auxiliary verb. I mean, before the main verb. When we want to make a question form of present perfect, we use have or has before the subject. So, where have most accidents happened? What has he injured? And when we ask yes/no questions, we need to use, as it's you here as the object, have you ever, and let's find a verb here, accident. We use had, we can use had for it. Have you ever had, verb 3 of have, had an accident in the kitchen? Or if the subject is he, we can use has he had an accident. Okay, let's make them capital letter. Has he had an accident? And when we give the short answer, yes, I have, or no, I haven't, or if the subject is he, yes, he has, or no, he hasn't, is our answer, guys. It doesn't accept the short form here, so we are supposed to write like have not and has not instead of haven't and hasn't. And on the second part, write questions with the correct form of the present perfect and ever. So we are going to make questions with present perfect and we will focus on the use of ever. You lost your keys? Have you ever lost your keys? We can answer like, yes, I have lost my keys several times. Your parents live in another city. Have your parents ever lived in another city? Have your parents ever lived in another city? Yes, they have lived in another city. Your best friend. Have your best friend or has your best friend? As it refers to he here, a singular form of subject, so we use has your best friend been to another country. We can't say gone here, we prefer been as we talked about it. Has your best friend ever been to another country? No, he has never been to another country. We can answer. You sleep on anything. Have you ever slept on anything? Have you ever slept on anything? Your dad win a competition. Have your dad or has your dad? Your dad refers to a singular form of subject, he. So has he ever, has your dad. And for the sixth part, you watch an important sports match in a stadium. Have you ever watched an important sports match in a stadium? Have you ever watched? On the third part, work with a partner, ask and answer the questions in exercise 2. So guys, you're supposed to ask these questions to your sisters, your brothers, or your parents, and make sure that you have an answer from your parents or your siblings, okay? And then you can send it to me through WhatsApp or by mail, and I can check them. And part 4, as we studied in the first lesson, past simple versus present perfect, we talked about the differences between past simple and present perfect, and we said past simple focuses on the time, just focuses on the time when it happened. We need a specific time to use past simple as verb 2. And when it comes to present perfect, we said present perfect doesn't focus on the time when happened. It focuses on the result, if it happened or if it hadn't happened. We just focus on the result when we make a sentence with present perfect. So let's check what it says here. So past simple, present perfect. Let's choose one of them. I have cut my finger a few times and I have burned my hand with a boiling water. Which tense is this? Have, short form of have. So it is have cut, have plus verb 3 and have plus verb 3. So it's present perfect tense. I fell off a chair last week. So it's basically past simple. And let's choose the usage. We use the past simple or present perfect to say when something happened. To say when something happened, like yesterday, last week, 2 weeks ago. These are specific time events. So we use past simple verb 2 form. We use past simple or present perfect if we don't know when something happened. We don't know when. We don't know. We don't have an answer to when, question when. Or it's not important when something happened. It's not important. The time is not important. We just focus on what? We just focus on the result. Like ever, never, in the last 10 years, in my life, and recently, lately. So it's present perfect. And let's say part 5. Choose the correct word. Okay, let's choose the correct word. I blah blah. It has stopped. Sorry. It has stopped or stopped raining. Let's ride our bikes. So do we have an answer to when? When did it stop? No, we don't have an answer. So it has stopped. I haven't tried. I didn't try snowboarding. I would love to that. Is there any time? Is there any specific time? So it's haven't tried. My mom has read 6 books when we were on holiday. When we were on holiday. When did my mom read? When we were on holiday. So it gives a time here. When we were holiday. So it is read here, verb 2 form. When blah blah to learn English. So when have you started? When did you start? So let's think about it. So when have you started or when did you start? It asks us when. It wants a specific time from us. So we prefer to use when did you start? Because we are going to give a specific time to this question. Have you ever had? Did you ever have? Well, it says ever here. So it asks us an experience. So when we are talking about experience, not the time of an event, we prefer have plus verb 3. My brother blah blah primary school a few years ago. So there is a specific time here. Of course, it is verb 2. And on the next part, complete the text. We're going to complete the text with the verbs in the box. We're going to choose present perfect or past simple. My dad and I blah blah, a lot of mountains, and of course it can be dangerous. So as there is no specific time here, we prefer to use have climbed. And I blah blah start when I was 14. When I was 14. When did I start? When I was 14. So we have a time here, specific time here. So we prefer verb to. But I blah blah never have a serious accident. So as there is never here, we can directly say I have never had a serious accident. My dad and I blah blah all over the world, and we blah blah see some wonderful things. Is there any specific time here? No. So we prefer my dad and I have traveled all over the world, and we have seen some wonderful things. Last year we to Argentina. As there is a specific time here, we use verb to form. We went to Argentina. So where next? We would love to go to the Himalayas because we have never climbed. We have never climbed. And on the seventh part, guys, work with a partner, write questions with the present perfect and ever. Use these words or your own ideas. We are supposed to write ever questions with these words, or you can use your own ideas. You can ask your siblings or your parents and get your answers, and then you can send it to me through WhatsApp or by mail so that I can check and help you if you have any mistakes. And on the eighth part, again, you're gonna ask your partners the same questions and get answers. We will focus on discover culture, and we have 3 snakes here: brown snakes, taipan snakes, and cobra. So we have 3 questions about these snakes, and which do you think is the most dangerous snake in the world? So pick yours. What do you think? Which one is the most dangerous for you? Note that down. And then, how quickly do you think you can die from a bite from these snakes? It means if these snakes, one of these snakes bite you, how soon you can die from it? And for the third question, which of the snakes do you think lives in Australia? And then we are gonna watch a video about these snakes, and we are gonna learn about, find about snake catchers in Australia. But before we watch the video, let's check what we are supposed to do with this video. So on the third part, test your memory. Match the animals with the actions. So we will see these animals in the video. We are gonna match them with the actions here. And then on the fourth part, you're gonna watch the video again and check your answers to exercise 3, and then choose the best option to complete the sentence down here. So we have 2 options for each sentence, and you're gonna pick the best one. So let's watch the video and learn about our answers and the parts here.
A deadly job. Australia has got many incredible animals, like kangaroos. And, of course, koalas. But Australians also live with some really dangerous animals, like this crocodile. Or this animal, the funnel-web spider. It's small, but toxic. And the taipan snake. It's the deadliest snake in the world. People have died in 45 minutes from one snake bite. In Adelaide, on the south coast of Australia, snakes are a big problem for the people who live there. In particular, the brown snake. Brown snakes, like these here, are the second most dangerous snakes in the world. They have killed more people in Australia than any other kind of snake. So, where do these snakes like to live? In people's homes. There's plenty of food for them there. That's bad for most people. But good for these people. Their job is to catch snakes. And they've got a business called Snake Away. They help the local people to live more safely in their homes by removing the snakes. They've just received a call.
Hi, Ian from Snakeaway. You got a problem with a snake? Yeah? Okay.
The woman has heard sounds in her cupboard.
That is not cool, man. Not cool.
They must be very careful. These snakes are fast, and this one is really angry. He must catch the snake by its head and hold it so it can't bite him. And then put it in a bag.
I don't know where his head is. Slowly, slowly.
This has been a great success, and now they must take the snake to the countryside. In Australia, you can't kill snakes. It's against the law. So people must learn to live with them. Are there snakes in your country? Have you ever seen one?
So guys, did you take your answers for the first 3 questions? And now I want you to stop the video here, and if you want, you can go back and watch the video again and complete part 3 and part 4. And soon I will directly give the answers. Okay, as you did before, I will just open the answers here and I will give you around 30 seconds to check your answers. So, kangaroos, they were eating, koalas, yawning, crocodile, jumping out of the river, tapir snake, moving on a rock, brown snake, lying in a box. And then for the next part, snakes are a big problem in snakes go into the people's homes. The snake away company takes snakes away they catch the snake by its. They don't kill the snakes because it's. So as you did before, I will directly open the answers. I know you did full. And on the 5th part, guys, look at the dangerous jobs. Write a sentence saying if you would or wouldn't like to do each one and why not. There is an example here. I wouldn't like to be a snake catcher because I'm frightened of snakes. So there's a firefighter here. I wouldn't like to be a firefighter because it's dangerous, maybe. So you're supposed to write your own sentences. For the 6th part, you can send your sentences to your friends and ask their opinion about your sentence, if it's true for them or not. On the next page, we have a reading part, and it's about an article here, down here. And first part, look at the photo and answer the questions. So we have a tiger, it's in the forest. Let's see the answers. Where do tigers live? Well, we can say many parts. We can say so many places that they live. Which country do you think the photograph shows? So we need to guess, we need to make a guess, but it's not enough to make a guess. Why do you think tigers are dangerous? Well, I don't think tigers are dangerous. I don't think any animal is dangerous. Well, we are the most dangerous animals in the world. As human beings, we are the most dangerous animal. And then read the article again, answer the questions. First, we are supposed to listen and read the article, so I will start the listening part and you're supposed to follow it.
Track 28. Listen to the article.
Living with tigers. In the Sundarbans region in Bangladesh, thousands of people go into the forests every day to fish, hunt and look for honey and firewood. The work is difficult, and it can also be very dangerous because the forests are home to lots of wildlife, including about 400 tigers. In the last year, tigers have killed about 50 people in the Sundarbans area. The local people feel scared, and they worry that the tigers will come into their villages and attack them. They sometimes go into the forests and kill the tigers. With the help of a tiger charity, local people are learning how to live and work close to tigers, how to look for tiger marks on the forest floor, and listen for the sounds from other animals when there is a tiger nearby. Charity workers also tell people where the attacks have happened. If they see a tiger, they learn not to run away, but to look at it and make lots of noise. The tiger is a big part of the culture here. The people sing songs about tigers and tell stories about tiger gods. The charity hopes that the people will learn to understand the tigers better and will be able to live safely with these beautiful animals.
Fact: there are only about 3,000 wild tigers left in the whole world.
So guys, as you read and listened at the same time, you can easily answer these questions here. So you have around 2 minutes to answer these questions. So we can do together now. What do people do in the forest in the Sundarbans every day? So in here, thousands of people go into the forest every day to fish, hunt, and look for honey and firewood. So the first question's answer is to fish, hunt, and look for honey and firewood. And for the second question, why is it dangerous for people to go into the forest? It can also be very dangerous because the forests are home to lots of wildlife. So the second question's answer is here, because the forests are home to lots of wildlife. And for the second question, what did the tigers do in Sundarbans last year? In this part, in the last year, they have killed about 50 people. So we can directly write killed 50 people. How is the tiger charity helping the people? So they help how to live and work close to tigers, or how to look tiger marks on the forest floor and listen to the sounds from other animals when there's a tiger nearby. So we can say as an answer, how to look for tiger marks and listen to sounds from other animals. And for the fifth question, what should you do if you see a tiger? Let's see if they see a tiger. If we see a tiger, we learn not to run away, but to look at it and make lots of noise. So we can write, don't run away, we shouldn't run away, and look at it and make lots of noise. But I don't think this is gonna work for us, so try not to get close to a tiger in wildlife. And for the sixth question, how is the tiger a part of culture in the region? So culture part here, it's a big part. We can directly write it's a big part, or we can answer with people sing songs about tigers, tell stories about tigers. And for the fifth part, we are gonna match the words with the definitions. Forest floor, okay, let's start it. Wood that you use to make fire. As it said here, fire, and wood. So it's firewood. And a boat that you use when you go fishing. Fishing and boat. So it's fishing boat. People who work for charity. And let's find charity workers. The ground in the forest floor, the animals, birds, and plants that live in an area. So it's called wildlife. And it's your turn, guys. Write your answers to the questions. What dangerous animals, plants, or birds are there in your country? Name them. Write them down. And have you or anyone you know ever had a bad experience with an animal? What happened? So you can answer these two questions as it's your writing homework. And we have a speaking part, reacting to the news, like responding to the news or what we feel about news when we hear. in this part we have a video again, but before the video, watch the teenagers in the video and complete the table. So we are supposed to complete the table according to the video. So listen carefully and complete the table.
Have you ever had an accident?
I've never broken any bones, but I fell out of a tree and sprained my ankle when I was 5.
Yes, I've broken my leg twice, but I can still run faster than all my friends.
I've never had a serious accident, but I cut my hand on a broken glass last week and it still hurts.
No, I haven't. I'm always careful. Or lucky.
Yes, I've sprained my wrists a lot of times playing volleyball.
Yes, I have. I was playing in the kitchen and I burned my hand on the stove. Ow!
Have you ever had an accident?
So in this part, guys, you can listen for the second time. You can go back and listen for the second time, because not to lose time, I will directly open the answers and you can check your answers directly. So except the fourth speaker, everybody hurt himself or had an accident. And for the next part, we have a dialogue here, and we're gonna use the useful language part here to complete the dialogue. So you have around 2 minutes to complete the dialogue, so you can stop the video here and complete the dialogue. Then we're gonna check the answers. I don't want to lose time with these parts because they are easy, but please ask me if you have any questions about these parts. So the answers are coming. You can stop the video here and check your answers, then you can go on with the video. And for the fifth part, work with a partner, practice the conversation. You can practice this conversation with your siblings or with your parents here, and please do it. On the sixth part, work with a partner again. You can choose your parents, you can choose from your parents or from your siblings. Tell each other some good news and bad news. Use the idea below or your own. Use the language that to react the news. So we have some reactions here, so you can use them and you can write something bad or good to talk to your parents or your siblings. Writing an email. Refusing an invitation. This part is important, guys. So we have a mail here. Let's read it loud. Hi Ted, I'm really sorry, but I'm afraid I can't come on the trip to the amusement park this Saturday because I have had an accident. I fell off my bicycle and broke my leg when I was cycling to school on Monday. It was really painful. I went to hospital and they put a plaster on it. Now I can't walk and I will have to rest for the next 8 weeks. It's terrible. Could we meet another day? Would you like to come round for lunch on Sunday? It will be great to see you. I hope you have a fantastic time on Saturday. Sorry again, Gamma. As we see here, she starts the mail with saying she is sorry, then she explains the reason why she can't come and explains to even what happened, then asks politely if they can meet another day and she invites him. So we have questions about this reading part. Where can't Gamma go? Where she can't go? She can't go to the amusement park. Why can't she go? Well, because she has had an accident. What does she need to do now? She needs to rest. She needs to rest for the next 8 weeks. What new plan does she suggest? So let's find a suggestion here. Could we meet another day? It can be. Or would you like to come around for lunch or on Sunday? So she invites Ted, Gemma invites Ted to her place to have a lunch. So we have a useful language part here, polite language or refusing. So we have, if you want to refuse an invitation, you can use these useful language, like to apologize, I'm sorry but I can't come. I'm sorry but I have things to do. We can refuse an invitation politely. To refuse an invitation, I'm afraid I can't come, I can't join you, I can't participate in the charity meeting. Or to suggest another time, could we meet another day? If you have just refused an invitation, you can suggest something different or suggest another time with could we meet another day? And to finish an email, we can say, I hope you have a fantastic time, or you have a fantastic meeting, have a fantastic party. We can use these useful languages while we are refusing an invitation politely. Add the examples below to the useful language, and we can also use these languages, this useful part. Enjoy yourself. Sorry for not telling you before. Like if we couldn't find time to answer directly an email, we can use sorry for not telling you before. Not telling you before. It means I couldn't find time, or I didn't see your mail or message on time, so I just respond you. I just tell you what happened. How about another day? And I would love to go, but I can't. So instead of using I'm afraid I can't, I would love to, but I can't. And in the fourth part, you're supposed to plan a writing as in the example here. So while you're planning your email, a refuse email, you first need an invitation. So here is your invitation. It is my birthday next week. I'm having a party at Ice Rink. Would you like to come? Please let me know, Lisa. So you're supposed to write a refusing email to Lisa. As we have to stay at home nowadays, you have a good reason so as not to go. So you can easily write a refusing email to Lisa. And you can also use the useful language part here, and you can also use the questions here so that you can make the plan and write a good refusing email. And guys, we have just finished Unit 7 and we are supposed to start Unit 8 next week. So we will start Unit 8 next week. I hope you all study English regularly as we talked before, and I believe in you. I really trust you that you do your work, you do your schedule on time, and take care of yourself, and see you next week.